Hey everyone, I'm Victor Dwyer, and this is the Marketing Perspective podcast, where we get marketing experts and we talk about their perspective on marketing. And today we're going to be talking about Amazon Prime Day, one of my favorite topics to talk about. Today we have Clytus on, and we're just going to talk everything about Amazon Prime Day. Clytus, please give us the audience a little intro about who you are and how you got started in Amazon.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. A little
Yeah.
intro. So I'm the founder and the CEO of Amazon Account Management Agency (MZBs). A little background. So I've been doing what we're doing for basically a third of my life, which
Mhm.
it might not be too much or too little. It's around eight, also almost 9ish years.
Mhm.
Um, been managing accounts, never sold myself. My main focus literally for a third of my life has been to Amazon advertising, the strategic aspects of what is happening within the seller central, vendor central, Prime Days, T5, all the deals, everything that's within Amazon. And if you ask me something about sourcing, I don't know nothing about that. But if you
Same.
ask me anything about Amazon, this is where I spend all of my time. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been doing this for a while. Where last year we made around $20 million for profit, well, net profit for our clients, around 57ish, I think, in revenue, something like that last year. So we're slowly growing. We're not super big, but we have enough case studies and situations to know our way around Amazon.
Yeah, and that's amazing. Let's kick it off by starting with how with the first day of Amazon Prime Day. I know the sales aren't going to be exactly there because Amazon's delay in reporting. What are you kind of seeing so far of a sales increase on Amazon Prime Day so far on the first day? Do
Yeah,
you think
well, I mean,
is it like double, triple? What do you think?
Well, I mean, the sales are reporting. Like we have the orders, the API is feeding the data, and Amazon
True.
shows in the business reports. What's not reporting is the profit. We
Yeah.
don't necessarily know the exact ad spend that we actually spend, right? Because the data is still there. We know the impressions, but don't know the ad spend. Um,
Hmm.
so actually, it's very different across multiple accounts. In majority
Hmm.
of the accounts that we manage, we run minimum 20% or 25%, depending of what Amazon requires of us. And usually in those accounts where we don't have high enough profit margins to be very aggressively pushing on advertising. So with a 20% deal, in most cases where it makes sense, with a little bit of a push for advertising, we see around 5x, 4x increase in brands that don't do deals, where for us it just doesn't make sense. Our category, we see in the historic data of our category, nobody really is pushing Prime as hard, because the products just, they aren't shoppable products just like right now for a wider audience. Those products are
Hmm.
something that you would buy because specifically you need that product, right? It could be a part of a specific thing, right, of a specific product.
Yeah.
And for some accounts that fit the Prime Day very well, products fit the Prime Day, that fit the deals structure that Amazon wants it to be. I'm not
Hmm.
talking necessarily about electronics. Everybody knows electronics do very, very well on Prime Day and T5.
Yeah.
Uh, but the products that, let's say the product has a general audience, right? You and I could buy that product. A 5-year-old kid could use that product, and a 90-year-old grandma could use that product, right?
Yeah.
Super wide audience. With a 30% deal, I believe we have around 12x sales, something like that.
Wow, that's awesome.
Wait, now I'm not sure if the math is correct. Let me actually. Uh,
Yeah, I
yeah, so we
usually
have like 14-ish x, because from 20,000 a day, 22,000 a day, yesterday we did around 250 or 270K, something like that. That's with a 30% discount. The profit margin is still yet to be determined. So far, with the advertising spend that Amazon does show us, it seemed to be quite good, actually. We didn't expect that.
great.
I think it's around 30, not 30, 28-ish%.
That's amazing. And yeah, like I think it really comes down to like being a convenience based product or a search
Yeah,
intent based product. That's usually what I
yeah,
talk about. A convenience based product would be kind of like a phone. Like you don't necessarily need to have it. Like most people already have a phone, and having a new phone, you have to describe what the features are and things like that. And there's a search intent based product like a cup or something where you like when you need a cup, you usually need a cup right now type of thing because you moved into a new place or something else like that.
yeah. I
So,
would. I see it. It's quite similar. So, for example, right? Let's say you have pet supplements, right?
mhm,
Um, do people during Prime Day go out and be like, "Well, I must buy this liver supplement for my dog because he has bladder, or bladder supplement for my dog because he has bladder issues"? You don't necessarily do that, right?
yeah,
You buy that product because you need it and when you need it. You don't wait for the Prime Day, most likely. Maybe you might stock up on Prime Day if they have great deals, but it's the type of product that won't necessarily do incredibly well. And we have similar products in specific supplements. Let's just say that, not vitamin D or C, which of course it's more different. But those types of products, they do terribly during the Prime Day. It's more about giving enough discount so we wouldn't lose organic ranking, and not about
yeah,
making sales, not about making money. It's a bloodbath.
yeah.
But you have to work with what you have.
Yeah, that's 100% true. And what would you say? So you mentioned that the minimum is 20% off to make it like worth it on Prime Day. What are your thoughts on promos on Prime Day? So obviously on Amazon there's a million. There's a coupon, Prime exclusive
Yeah.
discount. There's the actual promo button. Like what do you there's what is your desired promo that you think is most effective on Amazon
Not
for Prime
necessarily
Day?
desired, and it's not a belief; it's a fact.
Uh-huh.
Because we tried literally everything, and so many different strategies throughout the years on so many different accounts. We know exactly what works and what flops usually terribly. So first of all, don't do coupons. Don't do lightning deals. Lightning deals are absolutely terrible, right?
Hmm.
Don't do, well, yeah, that's pretty much it, isn't it? Basically what you have to do, right, is either PD, prime exclusive discount, or best deal, right? So Amazon changed 70 deals to best deals because they wanted to incorporate those deals and charge sellers more money, $1,000 a pop. Actually, they wanted to charge more money from the sellers, incorporate 70 deals into the Prime Day. We're still not exactly sure
Hmm.
what is the difference, right, between the Prime exclusive deals and best deals during the Prime Day and T5. What I believe is the main difference is that Amazon shows the best deal in the deals page and they don't show the Prime exclusive discount in the deals page,
Hmm.
which for products that have high velocity, and the example that I told recently about a 12, 13 something X, it's the product that has high velocity. Like we're talking best sellers in the main category velocity, right? Those products, when you run a lightning deal during non-prime days or non-T5 days, usually you get enough ranking in the deals page to get to the first page or the top of the first page of deals, which is where all the free traffic is, right? With the
Yeah.
Prime Day, if you run a lightning deal, first of all, it's going to flop because it's going to be for 12 hours and not the entire 2 days. And people, when they see a lightning deal, they don't react the same as they do react when they see a prime exclusive deal or prime only deal or best deal right now. So when you run a best deal, what I believe for now is that Amazon puts your deal in the deals page, and if you have a high enough velocity product, you get that extra traffic from the deals page, which
Hmm.
makes the $1,000 worth it in a lot of cases, and it does make it worth it in probably 90% of the cases, right? Because for a lot of the products that we have, we ran the PED, right, the prime exclusive discounts. And for the big variations, for the highest velocity products, we paid the $1,000 and we ran the best deal, which so far I think paid off.
Yeah. And it's so interesting because like every like agency I've ever like heard of is like, oh, like we got to run lightning deals. We got to run those. And the first person that told me that like was like 2 weeks ago on another podcast. They're like, yeah, like lightning deals are horrible. I'm like, wait, what did you just say? And then you're the second person that's told me that. So
Yeah,
like, it's
it's
just insane. It
it's the
really is
data.
crazy.
Lightning deals are absolutely amazing. So, do you know the difference on the purpose of lightning deals versus best deals or 70 deals, as they're called now?
I don't think so. Like,
So,
when it comes purpose wise, no.
all right. So let's explain it for the viewer. So, the purpose of 70 deal or best deal, as it's called now, is conversion. You're not necessarily getting extra traffic. You're using the current traffic that you currently are driving to your listing, and you're increasing the conversion rate because of the glamour and the, it's a deal. It's something percent off, 15, 20, something, whatever, 50% off. And people see it. Oh, cool. Okay. So I am getting a discount, a real discount. And they might purchase your products and have the comparison. You increase your conversion. You do 70 deals for organic ranking. During the 70 deals, you focus more on advertising top of search impression share to make sure you're getting as much of the top of search from the keywords and ASINs as possible to get the ranking increase with the help of that conversion. If you run a lightning deal for that purpose, for the conversion purpose and for the organic ranking purpose, 12 hours isn't going to be enough. When we run a lightning deal, the main purpose of the lightning deal should be additional traffic. If you don't have a product that fits the criteria of a general product that general people could purchase, people who are looking to buy something, people who are looking to spend money on a good product for a good deal, it most likely is going to flop. But if you have a product that is not too expensive, provides enough value, and applies to more general audience, you run a lightning deal. With your current traffic, you begin selling a percentage of dedicated stock, and Amazon starts ranking your deal, lightning deal higher in the deals page. When you get to the first page or even the second page to some extent, you start getting the free traffic. That's the purpose of the lightning deal.
Interesting.
During the Prime Day and T5, it's just terrible. It just doesn't work. It doesn't have enough friction and time. It's just not the type of deal to run. Just stay away from it. We've tried, we tested, we lost, didn't make hundreds of thousands of dollars because of that test. So it was expensive. It was a good lesson learned. And from now on, we're either Prime exclusive discount or best deal.
So let's go into, it makes sense to give a crazy discount for a subscription based product or a product that you repeat buy. But let's go into a little bit about why you would possibly do a discount for Prime Day on a product that you buy once. It could be
Yeah.
a chair, it could be a table, or anything else. Can you go into why you might want to possibly discount on that Prime Day or not discount that on Prime Day? I'd love to
Yeah,
hear your
so
thoughts.
absolutely, there are categories of products where we can't afford the discount. We do the discount to get more sales.
Mhm.
Majority of products, Prime Day, it's a bloodbath. The blood is in the streets. You're not making any money. You are losing money on absolutely every sale. Um, in some cases where we have to, because the competition is incredibly fierce and everybody else is running the crazy deals for 20, 30, even 20% is usually quite high in products that have similar margins. But people in competitive categories could be running 20, 30, 50, whatever percent deals, which 50% deal on Prime Day, it's quite normal actually. Like
Yeah.
this Prime Day, it's quite normal. I've seen so many deals that our competitors are running for this amount. It's crazy. So you might just not have a choice. If you don't run the deal, your sales is going to be double less. What's the how to English is not my
Half.
first language.
Half.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, half. Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Half. So it would be almost half. And we had this situation where it's a super competitive space. We don't have the margin. We don't want to run the deal. We don't run the deal. Our sales are half because the competitors are taking everything. And you know what happens then? Organic ranking just plummets. The competitors skyrocket because they're getting so much data. They're giving so much data to Amazon why their product is better on this particular keyword, that we lose organic ranking. So what we're doing now in some cases, we are running those deals. We're running the minimum 20%, and it's a race to maintain the organic positions. I'm not talking about the BSR. BSR is bullshit. Nobody cares about that unless you're the best seller. What matters is your organic ranking, where you actually get sales and traffic. And during those days, if you don't have a competitive enough offer, your ranking drops down. And to get that space back, sometimes is a lot more expensive than do the deal, lose several thousands of dollars, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars during this day. Um, and it's just math, and it makes sense sometimes to run that deal. Um, in some cases, we might have amazing margins. We might run, well, okay, I'm going to be honest, like we very rarely run 50% on higher deals. We are doing
Yeah.
this in incredibly competitive categories, but our margins there are like 60%. So we can run a deal and be like, well, cool. We only lost $10,000 during this day. It's a great success because we made 100K in revenue, which
Yeah.
it's the reviews, it's the traffic, that it's the data that we give to Amazon. But in most cases, we run 20, 30%. And those cases, we see the 5x something uplift. In cases where we don't run the deal, where our competitors also aren't necessarily running strong big deals, or they're just doing like 5 or 10% discount, which is nothing, it's just not worth it either. Like you don't see a difference in that.
Yeah.
Our sales grow 2x 3x because of the additional traffic that's coming in, and people need to buy that product. So let's say, right, they need to buy that product. Nobody's really doing deals, and you might be one of three choices, and they just buy
Mhm.
your product and you get that extra traffic, and you make money. So
Yeah.
it just depends on the actual situation, on the actual product. And um, sometimes it's hard to know unless you test, and you have to weather several years, several Prime days, and summer Prime day and autumn Prime day and Black Friday and Christmas and all of these holidays to actually understand what your niche is and how you should react.
Yeah, 100%. And you're the first person that has told me about how BSR doesn't matter.
Of
Can you
course it
go
doesn't.
into like why? Can you go into why that is?
Uh, do you think customers on Amazon who don't even read product descriptions look at your BSR? They don't.
No, they
Um,
don't.
it only matters if you get the bestseller badge, right? Because if you get the bestseller badge, your now I forgot whether conversion or click. No, the click through rate is a lot higher if you get the Amazon Choice badge. The bestseller badge helps you with the conversion rate, right? That's the one. Um, if you don't get the bestsellers badge, it doesn't matter. You can
Yeah.
be, 100th, you can be fifth. There's zero difference for you financially, right? Your organic
Mhm.
ranking isn't going to change. BSR is an indication of your sales compared to your competitors. So it's just an indication for you how well are you doing compared to others, and how far you have to go, and how much space is there left in the market. What matters is the organic ranking, because when you rank organically on a specific keyword, that's where you get sales. Very few buyers go to your specific subcategory, or even know where to find your specific subcategory to find that you're, let's say, top 10 in that subcategory. It's a vanity metric.
Mhm.
What is not
Yeah.
vanity is actual traffic that is coming into your listing. It can come through your competitor product pages where you can actually rank as well. It can come through keywords, through search terms. It can come through deals page. It can come through live streams, plenty of other spaces.
Mhm.
But bestsellers page, second bestsellers page in the subcategory somewhere, nobody's looking at that.
Yeah. So what I've heard before is that the sales from the like Amazon looks at the bestseller to gauge how much to push you, but it sounds what you're saying is that's just the sales increase from the like just the sales increases, and rather than Amazon using the bestseller rank, it's more of a reporting of where you are, like almost like a like showing you, hey,
Yeah.
this is where you are versus your competitors. And Amazon just puts you there based off your sales. And Amazon really doesn't look at that from an algorithm perspective. They're just using the sales data, is kind of what I'm hearing. Is
Yeah.
that
Well, I
right?
mean, if you are the bestseller in your in one specific search term, Amazon is gonna take that data and start pushing you into similar same family search terms, right? But it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't take that from BSR. It would be nonsense. They take
Yeah.
that from the click through data, from the conversion data, from add to cart, from the intention to buy data in your in that specific search term and that specific keyword or that specific keyword family. They don't take that data from the BSR, because the BSR is just a reporting of sales. Like
Hmm.
you could be making a lot, loads of sales, but your BSR isn't going to be the that measure that actually defines it. It's just a byproduct of those sales. What defines it is your performance on those keywords.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. And going back to like Prime Day,
Yeah.
what is your like your kind of your top trick? It could be related to advertising, it could be related to promos. What is your kind of top trick for Prime Day to kind of get the most sales there?
Yeah, so I don't have a top trick. I can tell
Uh-huh.
you one thing.
Mhm.
We don't turn off our ads. We don't do part timing during Prime Day. Yes, before Prime Day, we're pushing more top of the funnel. During the Prime Day, we focus a lot on the retargeting in DSP to get those people who were looking at our product but didn't buy that product and push it hard to reach them during the Prime Day. Right, but it's just normal advertising. That's what you do. My suggestion is don't like it shouldn't be so complicated to turn off your ads at 1 a.m. And turn it on at 3 p.m. to save a little bit of money. Yes, of course, you
Yeah.
should be optimizing. You should be aware of your limitations of your budgets, and you should be monitoring them. During the Prime Day, for example, if you are a European seller, so as we are, right? We're in Vilnius. For us, Amazon US day is finished at 10 a.m., for example. And I know that most of my team, most of my account executives and advertising specialists, well, they're not napping right now, but during the day they were sleeping during the day. Like we're looking at data and optimizing campaigns and adjusting budgets during the entire night with alarms every 2-3 hours to make sure that we don't run out of budgets where we have to. And like these are the craziest days for for our team. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you, like most of them, they are gonna be sleeping and working from home tomorrow or the day after tomorrow when everything kind of settles down. I think
Mhm.
now that you mentioned it, something that we make sure is, or my tip, I guess, then uh, don't use the Prime Day data to make decisions for your campaigns.
Yeah.
Save those search term reports and use them next year, because that's going to be incredibly valuable, and we do this, and we benefit from it massively. But don't make this optimization decisions based on that Prime Day data, because it's all anomalies. It's
Skewed.
all anomalies. It's yeah.
Hmm.
I guess that could be it. But just in general, we don't really overcomplicate it. Because
Yeah.
if you have the money, then you're focusing on the traffic. You're looking at the keywords that your product could make sense for that specific audience, and you just push that traffic, retarget that traffic, and get the sales. And if you have a shitty product, it's not going to work well. If you have a good product, you're going to do well. And if your product works for Prime Day, you're going to do massively well. If it's not a Prime Day product, it's going to be a bloodbath. But for every single product, there are benefits and drawbacks. And
Hmm.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And is there anything else that this could be related to Prime Day or just like an Amazon like tip in general? Anything else like related that you kind of wanted to talk about that's been top of your mind? This could be something that you see a lot of Amazon sellers doing wrong. Um, has anything been top of mind for you lately that you've been wanting to talk about when it comes down to Amazon?
Uh, I don't think that something has been like super top of mind. Something that we're doing on most of our new accounts is, for
Mhm.
example, when you upload the premium A plus content or normal A plus content, your description is invisible pretty much nowhere. All right, make sure to do proper keyword stuffing there, because when we in general, most sellers, they have more or less SEO optimized listings, but their description is like, you have the old HTML, simplified HTML, to make it look good, but they have a premium A plus content, or they have a A plus content where that description is nobody sees it. And even
Yeah.
mobile, in most cases, nobody sees that description. Uh, Make sure to put in phrases that you don't have in your listing, right? I'm not talking keywords, I'm talking phrases. For example, let's say you have a broad match search term somewhere in your title, put that exact match in your description, and you have 2,000 characters. And when we do that, we get incredibly good results from the advertising, because like when there is an exact match search term in your listing, hard indexed, your campaigns work a lot better. I guess that's something that our team is doing on multiple accounts right now. That was been top of my mind.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. So it sounds like after Prime Day, like some action items for the audience would be like, hey, make sure you don't make optimizations on your campaigns after Prime
Well, I
Day.
mean, probably
Is that-
you probably should lower some of the bids and budgets, but
Yeah,
don't necessarily think that the keywords that performed well during Prime Day are going to perform well after. That's
yeah,
that's the one.
that's true. That's true. That's a good insight. And obviously decrease your budgets. And like also that's going to be really important because everyone's going to be like increasing their budgets like insane. And then after Prime Day, you don't want to leave those on as well.
Yeah.
And then, is there anything else that someone should put on their checklist, either right now or after Prime Day, after it's over? Anything else that you can think of?
Probably prepare sooner next year.
Yeah,
A lot of the sellers that I talk with that we don't work with necessarily, um, for them, oh fuck, next week is Prime Day. We gotta prepare. Yeah, that's usually a bit too late. Make sure to prepare in advance, a couple months, before. Make sure you're well stocked in, and right after this Prime Day, either pop that bottle of champagne or lick your wounds. Restructure your campaigns to make more sense as it was before, and continue selling until the next bloodbath, because this year there is also going to be a second Prime Day, which we're not super happy about actually, but yeah, it's going to be there and nothing we can do about it.
yeah. And we had a second Prime Day last year. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Like we did, and then
Yeah.
that was a lot less versus the summer Prime Day, from what I remember. Is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot less, but that's not necessarily the issue. For all we care, it could be the same. The issue is if you have Q4 products, if you have Christmas products, usually before the second Prime Day began, the Christmas sales would begin at approximately September 15th. That's where we would start seeing growth trend in traffic and conversion, and people starting to slowly shop for Christmas. September 15th, that's what we would see. September 15, 14, 16, around that middle of September, pretty much for the last 4 or so years. Amazon introduced Prime Day. Do you know when we saw that proper growth? After Black
December.
Friday. After
Yeah,
Black
yeah,
Friday. It's
yeah.
crazy. So yeah,
Mhm.
of course, some of that growth began after Prime Day, after the second Prime Day, but that actual growth that was supposed to be there in October, it just wiped out. And the second Prime Day,
Yeah.
people are waiting for the Prime Day now. Like they're like, oh shit, okay, so they're waiting for what, a couple months or a month and a half or a month. Like, yeah, of course we can wait a month to shop for Christmas. When they're thinking about buying gifts for their kids or relatives, whatever, in September, like, well, we got to be prepared because we know that things might be out of stock, right? And okay, so we could wait for Black Friday, but Black Friday is like in 2.5 months. Like it's far away. It is far away, and I don't want to forget. I don't want to delay. I want to buy the gifts. I want to have it, and I don't want to think about it. Now you're like, well, I can wait a month, and
Yeah.
the whole seasonality is just changed, which
Yeah.
isn't to benefit us.
Yeah, the spikes have only gotten bigger and like lot less longer, I guess is the, the
Yeah.
way to say it.
Yeah, exactly. But it is what it is. Like Amazon is constantly changing rules and it's evolving, and we have to adapt. Because if we don't adapt, others will, and somebody will make the sales. Either way, somebody will make the sales. Whether it's going to be you, whether it's going to be your competitor, whether it's going to be Amazon, whether it's going to be a retail store, somebody is going to take those dollars. Make sure you're the one prepared, and it's you that takes those consumer dollars.
Yeah, I totally agree. And before we sign off, is there anything else that you want to mention? It could have been about any conversation that we had today, or anything else you want to mention that an Amazon seller should be doing, or anything else you want to leave the audience.
uh my suggestion, work on don't chase the tips, the tactics, the golden nuggets.
Hmm.
This is not what grows your business. This is what maybe helps your business for the next month until people, until the next popular person comes on a podcast and starts telling people about it.
Hmm.
Focus on the fundamentals, on proper structure for your advertising campaigns, on proper product that fits the market, that there's a product market fit. Focus on your content, which is massively, like, it's a massive part of selling on Amazon, because people can't physically touch the product. Right? Focus on your fundamentals. And when we see brands really focusing on those fundamentals, on a good product, on good visuals, on good copy, well SEO optimized, on good advertising structure and proper math that goes into that business, that's when we see success. We don't see great success when the business itself is focusing on the nuggets and tips and tricks that they could do this day, or they are doing next month, or removing this specific symbol from their title, or implementing this specific module in their A plus content, or putting in alt keywords in their A plus SEO. That's not what's gonna grow and build your business. I guess that's my main tip. And yeah, we as an agency, we don't necessarily chase those tips. We don't necessarily follow the fads that come and go, and sellers that do. They might win in the short term, but they're losing in the long run. We've never run, for example, we've never did rebates.
Hmm.
And when rebates came, the strategies that people started using after the fall of rebates, the strategies for advertising strategies that people have been using and began using and began developing, we've been using them for a year. Like,
Yeah.
it's because we never did rebates, we never needed to. Because
Hmm.
when you're not chasing those fads, when you're not chasing those tips and golden nuggets, you start focusing on the business fundamentals and what helps grow your business for the following 5 years, following 10 years. If you start thinking bigger, then that's when you will reach the fundamental success and the fundamental profits. Whether it's, I don't know, a million a month of profit, whether it's $10,000 a month of profit, either way, that's when you can build a proper business.
Yeah, no, that's super valuable. And unfortunately, that's all we have time for today. Cladis, please tell the audience how to find you, how to find your business, and everything else like that.
My suggestion: if you're LinkedIn, follow me on LinkedIn, Kleidos 3PS, or just find AMZBS, and you're gonna find me either way.
Awesome.
Oh, hey,
Amazing.
there we go. We have the AMZBS thing down there. There we go. Yeah, you can
Fancy.
follow the website, or follow me on LinkedIn. I post, I think, almost every single day. I'm not sure if I'm missing any days, but pretty much every single or every other day about things that we're doing on our
I
brands
love
that we
it.
manage.
I love it. Well, Cladis, thank you so much for joining today. And thank you everyone for
Thank you for
watching.
having
This is
me.
the Marketing Perspective Podcast. We'll catch you next time. Thanks, guys.
Bye bye.